All this time, I never learned to read your
You
mind.
never learned to read my
Couldn't
mind.
turn things
You
around.
couldn't turn things.
I love the Taylor song a lot. And it was also a rare time where like they wrote the song.
I actually don't think that I believed that this song would exist in the world.
Taylor's record came out, it just seemed the song, it wouldn't have worked with anybody else doing that, you know, like
I'm the problem, it's me.
So it's no secret, Penn Badgley of the show You is a Swiftie. Watch him and the cast sing Exile. As well as that, catch up on the latest Taylor Swift news in this video.
Oh my god. My conscience.
All this time, I never learned to read your
You
mind.
never learned to read my mind.
Couldn't turn things
You
around.
couldn't turn things
'Cause you
around.
never gave a warning
I
sign.
gave so many signs.
So many signs.
I love the Taylor song a lot. And it was also a rare time where like they wrote the song. Her and Joe and Aaron wrote the song. We're like, we want you to sing this part. I was like, this feels like going to the theater. Like, this is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I added my little bits here and there, but no, it was just so enjoyable. And I did it on my own in COVID. And I was sort of just like looking out the window. There was like a bird watching me do it. And I'm like, this is just me and this.
I actually don't think that I believed that this song would exist in the world.
I kept thinking this isn't really going to happen. Like, Justin is going to change his mind about this.
And I wanted that to be okay with me. So I didn't fuse myself to the idea that this was real until the album was actually out. And I remember just like listening to Exile thinking, oh, it happened.
Taylor's record came out, it just seemed the song, it wouldn't have worked with anybody else doing that, you know, like me, Joe, Anti-Hero, Taylor Swift, like it just kind of was the perfect moment, so struck.
Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
It's interesting to me. I'm like, all right, okay, this is, you know, like my batting average on the socials is pretty good.
My co-host Nava Kavlin is a Swiftie.
Yes, I heard that Taylor Swift is the one that got you on TikTok.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, oh, you mean by proxy? Yes, so yes, her record came out.
However you want to phrase it, but
No. So here's really how it went down. Around that time, you know, like everybody, like me, Aaron was going on Instagram Live and just playing stuff he's been working on because I think we just needed to share.
Yeah.
And Taylor heard it. You know, those, again, all the glory goes to Taylor for hearing as a songwriter what music she wants to make. But like those songs are Big Red Machine demos.
Amazing.
At their core, you know what I mean? And then her genius was working with the genius of Aaron Dessner on making, you know, the strongest set of lyrics and songwriting that, you know, she's ever had, really.
Yeah.
And so during that process, I'm just sort of like watching it happen. And to me, it was very much like seeing Taylor enter our whole universe. Of course, there's no one bigger, and we're all bowed down to her, you know. But to see her come into that, it was almost like I couldn't stop blinking. I was like, this makes so much sense. The love and community that Aaron had showed me over these years, and what we'd done with Big Red Machine and people and all the events that we had done. Taylor was just stepping right into it and flawlessly taking it. And then Aaron hits me up and is like, so, Butto, I think there's a song, you know, that Taylor would like you to sing. And I was like, Taylor? He's like, yeah, I haven't told you yet, but, you know, taking some of the songs and she's writing to them. I was like, awesome. I'm not doing anything today, you know? So they sent it, and like, I ended up adding a couple little bits, but that's how Aaron and Joe and Taylor wrote the song, and I just sang it on an SM7 in my little makeshift studio.
Just quarantining kind of on your own, just figuring it out.
And it felt level to everything else. I mean, it's an exceptional song and an exceptionally popular song for a good reason, but it felt just so natural. And I'm so thankful for that opportunity just to have worked with such an amazing artist.
This is me and Taylor at the final night of the Red Tour in Nashville, the Bridgestone Arena. And it was just one of those things her team suggested that I surprise her on stage.
I remember when we broke up, the first time seeing this instead I've had enough. Cause like we hadn't seen each other in a month when you said you needed space. What?
It's one of those things like if her team hadn't suggested it and I just did this, I might have been rugby tackled off the stage. But thankfully, like, yeah, it was all kind of set up. And I've got, if you look on my hand, I've got like a blue bandage on. I'd went to Santa's pub the night before, done karaoke, and I was drumming with 2 beer bottles, and I had to get like 15 stitches in my hand. I cut my hand open, and then did a gig, and then split it open again, and then that's me getting it wrapped up after the gig.
Oh, it looks part of the costume. You would have never known.
I was a clumsy drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Clumsy drunk.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you and Taylor Swift have been friends for decades. I'm a big Swiftie. What has been your favorite memory together?
That's a good one. Do you know what? I have this. I was in these court cases for like 2 years. Well, it was a lot longer than 2 years, but there was one each year, and I had to go through all my old devices to give them like, voice notes and blah 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 for the lawyers to have. And going through all my old texts with people that I've known for that long, it was really like nostalgic going through. And I think that the period of time that I was on the Red Tour would have been, I lived in Nashville. And she lived in Nashville, and we used to fly to and from the gigs together and do all sort of, I don't know. I was literally spent almost every single day with her for about 6 months. So I think that period of time, and I do, I see her when I see her. I probably see her like 4 times a year, and we do what I said, like instead of catching up the whole time, we have like proper sit down 6-hour catch ups, and I think that that's like a really nice way to do it. But I think that period, 2013.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I hope this is Taylor's version. It is. Good. Okay. Just checking. As I'm like, she'll never talk to me again otherwise. It's a great, you could pick out any Taylor record, and she's insanely talented and often ahead of her time. I remember hearing Reputation when she made it as a record, and I was like, not sure about this record, blah, 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 blah. Because I'm a fan, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's not it for me. And then like years later, coming back to it and just going, I love this record. Yeah. So sometimes she's just way ahead of the curve. She's really one of the great songwriters. She's great. She's not just really good, she's a great songwriter. And I think she had that thing right from the beginning. When she was opening for us, I would sneak out front and watch her show, and you could tell she was playing way into the future already. You could see it in her. Yeah. She had no production yet, and all that stuff, and you could still see there was this projection that was way beyond that moment.
Would you have been able to predict, could you see that element?
Oh yeah, you could feel it. And I don't think anybody that got around her was like, oh, this is a whole different person right here. This is someone going somewhere. Interesting. That has a vision.
Is your daughter a Swiftie? My youngest, they've all worked through their Swifties. But my youngest, we didn't go to the concert, but we watched the movie concert, and she was into it. She liked it. I like it. Put it on the car, and the kids have long been dropped off at school, and it's still playing, and I'm not reaching to change it. It works.
So if there's anything I've learned about Penn's time on TikTok, is that he's definitely an unashamed Swiftie. And you gotta love that as a fan. His anti-hero video was pretty much genius in my opinion, given the nature of the TV show You. For more great videos of actors talking about Taylor, watch this next video.